everybody, we are back for another NBA on 2K Sports for the playoffs. And now we're ready for another game. This time, the Western Conference first look with the range between the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Golden State Warriors. And my next special guest with us today is So True. Hey fellas, it's game time. Who's ready for the second round? It's go time. Oh yeah, it's going to be our big game of the night as we're about to be seeing right from the get. With our starting groups here, we've seen them playing since Season 1 from Minnesota Timberwolves as they play at home against the Golden State Warriors. And it was not the only team that they were able to play it for in the regular season, since the Timberwolves made that absolute win to beat out the Golden State Warriors. It was not really easy how they were changing it oftenly, but as this moment appears on, it definitely changes everything and needs to be showing off what they did. Well, now we're going to see this one. I think that this should be an exciting one. And for my next broadcast partner, I have it across as Son of Beast. He's along with the other crew with Terry and Boomer and Ali LaForce joining us for the sideline. And with the other side of it, we got a great matchup here. Let's see who the starting lineups are. The starting head coaches is in the range between Chris Finch and Steve Kerr. For the Wolves, we have is Mike Conley with Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. And for the Golden State Warriors, we've got the legendary Stephen Curry. He's along with Brandon Mazinski, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Let's get you down to Chase Center for the first game of the NBA on 2K Sports. Wolves, Warriors, next on the court.
Now let's meet the starting lineups for you. Visiting team, all of the Timberwolves. At point guard, Mike Conley. At small forward, Jaden McDaniels. At center, Rudy Gobert.
And at the shooting guard, Anthony Edwards.
The head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves is Chris Finch.
Let's hear some noise. And now it's time for the starting lineups of the Golden State Warriors. Small forward, 6'5", number 4, Moses Moody. Shooting guard, 6'4", number 2, Brandon Mazinski. In the middle, 6'6", number 23, Draymond Green. And therefore, 6'7", number 10, Jimmy Butler. And at point guard position, 6'3", number 30, Stephen coach for the Warriors is Steve Kerr. Thanks for tuning in for another NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. I'm Son of Beast, and I'm here with my broadcast partner with Terry Crews and Boomer at Chase Center. We got Ali LaForce standing by on center court. It's game 1 here in the Western Conference of the conference semifinals. We are set and ready. Here are the starting groups. Mike Conley's on Stephen Curry. And it's Edwards on Mazinski. Moses Moody is with Jimmy Butler. There's McDaniels with Julius Randle, and the two center guards are Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert. Are you ready? This is the first one we start. Since season 1 of the regulation, let's see what they do in the postseason. Julius Randle will start the ball here as we are all filled up and ready to go. As Conley has it across, he gives it to Randle. Randle finds a pass to Edwards on the drive. This one's blocked by Draymond Green. Rebound by Randle, and McDaniels will have the three. A chance three-pointer, no good for the Wolves. That's a great block. A great start here for Draymond Green. That one was the biggest successful they put. Since you've seen the last part of the game, the Wolves have been crushed out by the Golden State Warriors with 121 to 110 in regulation. There was no upset to this one that they really played it for real. Well, they really have to talk about that. Minnesota's been really doing it for the hard work very well. They weren't sure enough how they're going to be able to answer back in, but this really can be hard and frustrating for their teams to score. But I may not notice how this will happen, but the change of it is going to be everybody's battle. Step back three for Curry. That one will miss on the outside range as Randle will have the rebound. They will give it off to Rudy Gobert. Pass back to Randle. He will reset it again to Anthony Edwards. Finding a sloppy step here on the motion. Conley, outside for the three. That one trains from the triple range. He's got his first three-pointer of the night. First of all, Mike Conley was supposed to make him that change off, but this really was all they would have to do for him. And Mike Conley's been a better part of the team after playing with the Utah Jazz. He wants to see how he can handle this pressure. It's not just hard what Mike Conley does, it really stands to this. Sometimes it can be definitely frustrating for them to keep the scores from coming back. The drive for Anthony Edwards is no good, and rebounded by Vasimski over to Moody. Moses Moody right to the middle. Gives off to Butler for the two. It's rebounded by Randle. Golden State, no points to give it off with 2:15 with 5:45 remaining. And Conley now slides it over to Edwards. Edwards, the pass to Conley. Conley pass to McDaniels. With the shot. Up it goes. Rebounded by Gobert. The last touch is on Minnesota. That'll be Warriors ball. First time out will be on the Golden State Warriors with 5:29. And we have Allie LaForce talking in. As we have heard about Chris Finch, he was really sure that he was really keeping things right from the line. This is our team, fellas. The Minnesota way is we're going to keep things winning. We got one down, but we have a lot more to go. If we can win this one, we'll see if we can get a guaranteed spot to get back into the Western Conference Finals. Since the last postseason, after playing against the Dallas Mavericks by Luka Doncic. Well, there might be just a change-up that they could do for them, and I'm not sure if they will be able to try to participate in this one. There could be one change, there could be a fight to the other way. I'm not sure if that will make that a great look on the effort. Sorry about that, but you just heard my accent, don't you? Well, you're alright then. I mean, that wouldn't matter. Okay. So, I'm not sure if that will be just enough time to get the Wolves there down, but the Warriors seem to be on the other hand. That could be playing for some hard pacing. This matchup may be a little tricky. Well, it seems like we'll see if they can try to survive it. It may not be easy enough. They could get back into this one, and then hopefully they'll just move it back on to get things from the carry. Here to look here for the league leaders for the points off for the toss this season. 19.7, second place. Yeah, in front of it by the New York Knicks. Let's see what happens with New York Knicks. It really has been cutting it out of the way. And where the Warriors, they toss it off right pace. Here's Vasimski, the drive, and there'll be a reach and foul on the contact by Rudy Gobert. That'll be his first personal and a first team foul for Minnesota. You see, that's not the start of what you wanted to do for Rudy Gobert. That needs to get this one a slip in straight to fix it right. Here's the three for Curry. That misses. Up it goes, and he will take it in. Draymond Green with the assist to take the rebound, and he has his first bucket in. They're on the board, 5-2. Conley, pass off to Randall. Randall, the back over to McDaniels. McDaniels gives to Conley for the two. That misses off the target and rebounded by Rudy. Here's Butler, sent over to Green, drives it and makes it perfect. And it's back to a 1-point game possession. This is a hard hustle that happens with Draymond Green. He's really giving it all what he can. Not the choice that they really been given. Fade for Gobert. He'll make the drive. That'll be a two-pointer for Gobert's point. His first bucket of the game. Here's Stephen Curry. Lost the ball. And the last touch will be the Minnesota ball. Warriors will keep their possession here as we look at Dante DiVincenzo for the last 3 games and for this season. You know, I wasn't really thinking about Dante DiVincenzo was really like on to its remission to its line group, but they don't really seem to be caring for was really changed off by anybody. They were not really surprised afterwards when Draymond Green's find it on Dante DiVincenzo. They'll get that one out. They don't really seem to pressure it, but they don't really make sense afterwards. So they really have to play it off at the right time. Now here's Edwards with the ball. Pazinski backstepper, that will take in for Anthony Edwards. His first bucket in the game with 9-6 game by Conley's assist. He's really looking off his footsteps. Look how neon green he is. That's for Anthony Edwards. He's been picking it off. Rebound by Anthony Edwards as he will now swing it over to McDaniels. McDaniels off to Gobert. Gobert pass, now finds McDaniels. And over now to Anthony Edwards. Edwards finds the pass to Randall. Randall finds the shoot. The pass, Edwards for 3. That's good from the outside for the Wolves. He has 5 points in the game. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first. Don't see that one going. Anthony Edwards may have had that one. Made the triple range go to account. Butler in the middle with a slam after Green with the assist. Oh, that is a big layoff. This bounty is going to kill it off at that moment. Conley up. Good D by Stephen Curry with a rebound. Over middle, Butler again. Good! They're back down by 2. With a quick pointer, they'll get a timeout for Minnesota with 2:28 to go. Wow, this is definitely the back-to-back switch. They really were sure that they were going to be going on afterwards. It looks like that the Warriors really wanted to dip it all if they can. They just did not seem to care for it. And they really wanted to win in the first game. But the Lakers seem like that they are not always impressive. They want the Wolves to make a win. Well, I wasn't sure that this would be helpful enough, but this may not be the great chance if their response puts the effort. And let's talk about this one here for the Golden State Warriors. They were noticing that this has happened with them. They all got started off in Golden State because the nickname is the Golden State. What they realize about it is now is that the Warriors are always the West Coast team. What they're propitiating, it was the start of it, of this humble beginning, as this definitely won in 1956, led by the Hall of Famer trio, Paul Arinza, Tom Gola, and Neil Johnston. They made their great win after the trade of the star Wilt Chamberlain in January 1965. They finished their 1964-65 season. But the worst record was 17-63. Looks like they wanted to rebuild this one with the period with the brief. And they're entering the draft pick is Rick Barry. For 4 months after the trade for Barry, and Jamal Wilkins on that one. They were sure enough that the Warriors' history was to start off to be the worst day. That was by the 1964 season and 1965. I was pretty sure to give it off to a constantly on the painness. they were sure that the Warriors weren't able to like treat responsibly. However, I was not sure that they were able to make that one play off on its own use. But they don't really care for it now. They were already been bunched out, putting in the Rockets in the game. I mean, this can be a little challenging to get this one a nice opportunity to get that chance. And here's Dante DiVincenzo. You'll slide it up for two. You'll get it in. 2-pointer starts off for Dante DiVincenzo, and they're up by 6. Now Buddy Hield will swing that over off to Stephen Curry. Curry, dish off the post. Curry for 3. Kaboom! From outside, he will get a 3-pointer in for a 3-point range. There's Dante DiVincenzo with the ball. Over to pass to Randall. Randall looks back over to Dante DiVincenzo and the pass to Edwards. Alexander Walker for 3. That will reach the lane for the first 3-pointer for Alexander Walker, a 19-13 lead. Down to 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. This is what I was always seeing the key to Alexander Walker. That's like the finishes I've never been seen like dangerous. They were standing it out afterwards for Minnesota, and that wasn't really all that they were expecting. This change-off cannot be like changing the opportunity that they choose to. The foul's been picked up. That will be the Golden State Warriors heading to free throw line, shooting 2 after the foul on Minnesota of Dante DiVincenzo. Stephen Curry is heading to the free throw line, shooting 2. The last part of the game at Los Angeles, he wasn't able to make all the threes. He was stumped out and wasn't able to finish it off. The entire game was definitely notched out. Curry's been like trying to do everything that he did for, and not really what they all expected him to do for. He was really putting a spotlight on to make that go in. I was pretty concerning about Stephen Curry. He was finishing off his career highlights. 4-time NBA champions. That was like 4 finals in a row. He's trying to look for a beat over and see about LeBron James. I don't think he has ever won the finals before. But he has 5, but it seemed like that Stephen Curry really wants 5 to even up by LeBron James. Of course, he played with the Cavaliers, and then next one happened with the Cavaliers, and then after that, he only had 3. So with the Lakers, it was not always easy enough. I wasn't pretty sure what was going to change off this fight more. Here's Minnesota. Anthony Edwards with the ball. Falling in the miss by Stephen Curry. Randall outside with 20 seconds remaining. Rikido Alexander Walker for 3. Misses off the target and rebounded up by Post. He's off to Hield with a chance drive. Great stop here. Back to Hield. 5 seconds. From corner, tough shots, and will not make it in. That will be the end of the first quarter. A 19-15 game. They're down by 4. We'll get a quick break, and we'll get back to you soon, right after this. Close run matchup. I wouldn't stand to figure if there is anything. Hold the lights. It's going to be definitely north and west. And if you're just tuning in, we've got the second quarter live action for you as you're ready to get back in the Golden State. 19-15. The Wolves up by 4. Alright guys, their second round is a big start, but let's have your thoughts of how they done in the first quarter of the game. Well, this was really like a stun afterwards, and when I say now that the Golden State Warriors were able to make a change oftenly, the Minnesota Wolves will definitely try to give out for a nice start. This impression is going to make anything change. We start the second quarter as Buzimski's with Buddy Hield. Then break toward middle is Jackson Davis. And the other side of it for the Warriors is Gary Payton the second, and of course Kevon Looney with Brady Buzimski. Dante DiVincenzo with the ball, back to Edwards. Gobert sets the screen, right toward middle. Went a little too early for Rudy Gobert with the alley-oop, but it's given over to Buddy Hield. Moody for 3. That rolls in and out and rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Dante DiVincenzo out the other way. Pass is off to Edwards. Edwards gives again to Dante DiVincenzo. Right to the middle of the drive, he got it through. Dante DiVincenzo with his second bucket of the game. It's a 21-17 game. They weren't expecting to see Dante DiVincenzo to finish off then. That was really like, oh, they just can't believe that. The fire right around and just finish off. Moses Moody finds Field. Covered by Edwards. Here's the finish drive. Jackson Davis for two. That's missed again. Rebounded by Rudy Gobert. He'll be his second rebound of the night. Gobert will send it to Dante DiVincenzo. And he's off to Gobert. Rice pass, and that'll be Gobert's second bucket of the game after Dante DiVincenzo with the assist. I love this play motion. That's Rudy Gobert. He got a perfect sense of vision going in. And he's really like giving it what he can. Foul on Minnesota. Dante DiVincenzo is second and the first team foul for Minnesota. This is like a stop in motion. Wade Basinski wasn't really thinking he was going to make it in. This time, it was right off and early. Two shots coming up for Brandon Basinski, and a new line group change will be on its way after the first shot.
Take a break. Take a break. Two shots.
He knocks down the first free throw. New changes here for the Warriors and for the Wolves. Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo are checked out, and checking on the court is Dillingham and Clark. Green's checked in for Jackson Davis. Butler, Moody, and Hield are checked out. As Butler moves over, Moody's checked back on the court. And as he'll make a second one, I'll be good for two. You know, I've got a big feeling with Brandon Basinski as he's really played up in high school. Because last time he was able to play for was his finish of St. John's Northwestern Academy. It was not the change-up that they were able to do for the Military Academy at the Delafield, Wisconsin. For more importantly, I would have noticed that he was able to make that one finish the job. Hopefully that this will change up right moment. And as it stands for Rudy Gobert, he's in third, right behind the other stars. Well, Rudy Gobert was really like able to give it all to give anything. This needs to give this one for Rudy Gobert another credit to start the drive and possible end this one. Starting off here for Ali LaForce as she talked to one of it on Steve Kerr. He has made this enough new change-up to make this one go right further. He calls for this one. We have the team, we have the better response. And remember, this is strength in numbers, guys. We just have to keep playing it like they do for real. Let's show them how we got, show them how we do. Don't be afraid to get away from this. Play hard, work hard. Let's get it done. Yeah, he's definitely like showing it off afterwards. I mean, I wouldn't see anything that gets off across. Clark makes a shot bucket and one, as it'll be Basinski at the line with the foul. That'll be his first. And there was no change off for Jalen Clark as he's making that one with the first drive. Afterwards, with this goes back in right toward the net. This scoop drive was all it took in. I wasn't sure that was going to make it in here because of Jalen Clark. That was the first part of a drive I've ever seen make that go in. And one free throw coming up for Jalen Clark as we're nearing the 5 minutes in the first half. So Clark will knock down the free throw and he'll get his first three-pointer of the night. Basinski. Backs behind, Butler with the ball. Butler. In middle. That's so good. Never missed by Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's been like doing this strong afterwards. This scoring drought can make that in there. Possible. Reed outside. Passes to McDaniels. McDaniels. Over now to Dillingham. Dillingham passes to Reed. Here's Reed. McDaniels for two. That's no good. Rebounded up by Butler. Butler On a fast break out. Give it over. Green with the dunk. He makes a one-hand dunk in, and it's Butler with the assist. Oh, there was no stopping to Draymond Green, the biggest slam dunk ever. Here's Dillingham. He'll give it off to McDaniels. And to Dillingham, pass is broken up. Here's Butler with a chance. Even the game, Looney will take it in. They're back down by 3. And here's Dillingham over again to Reed. Reed finds it over now to Clark. Clark over again to Reed. Reed pass to Dillingham. Dillingham rolls up. Clark for 3. That's good from outside. Clark's got another 3-pointer. With the first 2 in the bucket and 1 3-pointer in the game, he had 6. Don't be acting like that. You just going to say that you have no idea if Braden Brzezinski was looking at Jalen Clark if he gets that 3. This is like chance on a Russian. Nobody standing out for him. What a dunk here for Draymond Green, and Butler will take the assist. Dillingham will take this timeout for about 3 minutes remaining in a second. That was a big stun-out crowd afterward. It was really what they all expect now for the Warriors to make that close game in. We're nearing down the end of the first half as we're getting things settled in. As we have our halftime show coming up, Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and of course the big fella, Shaq O'Neal. As this will be the first half to get things underway. This one was not easy enough for Jimmy Butler as he gets that one with the first dunk of the drive to make that field go in. Yeah, I know that it was really what they all changed out to, but let's face it, no one has stand a shot, and this one surprises everybody to make this change off go by. What I did not notice is how they're doing their own time skills. They wouldn't be able enough to make the appearance go after work. It can be a little frustrating and challenging after all, not for anyone who does it for real. Some new group change here for the Warriors and for the Wolves. As now this will be another next change. As we have this Randall back on court. He's with Vaughn Clark, Reed, Alexander Walker, Conley checked in. And for the Warriors, Stephen Curry's back on court with Jonathan Kuminga. Reed, pass up to Randall. Randall on the layup. No good. Alexander Walker back towards the Randall with a drive, and he'll get it in. Number 2-pointer for the Wolves. Randall's got 4. See, like Julius Randall might have that extra problem they have it all. Curry finish, got it. That'll be just right inside his zone. That's 7 points in the game, and Moses with the assist. That's what I just said to see. And Moses really just had it all coming in. Clark. Again to Conley for the step back for 3. Now we'll roll it around the rim and in and out. Conley's got 5 points with under 2 minutes in the second quarter of the game. Here's Curry for the 2. That will make it in. Number 2-pointer for Stephen Curry. 1:45 remaining in the second. Well, he wasn't able to make the 3-point line. I thought he was on a hot streak of the hands. It didn't feel like that this would take some time to get it going at the same way. I don't know what they changed off, but they really have to be going in. Clark with the ball, finding Conley. Conley, step up. 2-pointers is off the rim and rebounded up by the Warriors. You'll have it again to Kuminga. With a shot, it will be fouled. That'll be Jalen Clark, his second personal, and his second team foul for Minnesota. Let's look at one more time for Kuminga. You can't just get off to a great start, and for Mike Conley, you won't try to deny it and get that tricky shot. But for Jalen Clark, you can't play it like that. That one is going to lead a foul on their team. First free throw coming in for Jonathan Kuminga as he's at the free throw line shooting 2 with 1:15 remaining.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Kaminga hits the first free throw. That was some new changes in for the Warriors and for the Wolves. 3 players are checked off. Green, Looney, and Moody. As for Kaminga, moves over, paying the second post, and it will be another free throw coming up for Jonathan Kaminga. Got it. There you go. Much better. Kaminga makes the first second free throw. Here's Conley. Like this show went off by Alexander Walker. He's back to Randall. Randall again McConley. McConley for the tip over. Randall for 2. That's a great pass by Mike Conley. As Randall's got 6 points in the game. Oh, just shut it down, would you? It looks like that's happened with only just one. It's calling for Wood Spooning as this left foot Wood just made that change up. Sweet. Ah, nice. I don't know how we'll change it. Foul on the Golden State Warriors. Kaminga with his first personal foul. And the second team foul goes over to Golden State Warriors with only 40 seconds remaining. Well, that's what I gotta get. Nobody's been liking this after all. The worst thing that could happen to you was making a next set and try to push out of the way. Nobody wants to stand out to the next game. Randall misses the first free throw. Now there's going to be a new change here. As it'll be Edwards placing in for 2. Conley and that's Dante DiVincenzo and Edwards are checked in. And a second free throw won't back in. Here's Payton. Spin move time. No good. Rebound by Alexander Walker. And here's Walker. Pass to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo passes off. Back to Reed. 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Passes off. Edwards. 4 to shoot. Step in. Try front. That's good. Anthony Edwards finishes off with 9 points. And as for now, we are underway and we are approached to halftime. Well, it looks like that the Wolves will have to try to reset it up, and hopefully by the next take, it'll be ready. 37-31 is the score. We'll take a quick break and get ready for the second half. Be back after this. Sally.
Thanks a lot, guys. Head Coach Steve Kerr here with us now. Coach, what do you want to see from this team in the second half?
Well, we got to make some stops and get a little traction in this game. I mean, we fell behind right away, and let's make a push in the first 4 or 5 minutes, get back in the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Ellie. Be back for the third quarter as we stand by for the halftime show.
Ready for the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. And in one stretch there, they were up by 6. For the Timberwolves, Kenny, what's your view?
You know, every team talks about playing unselfishly. And in the first half, it didn't look like there was an ego on this team. Now, looks could be deceiving, but the assist totals back up what we saw.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. Second chance points really added up there. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Welcome back to Chase Center as we're ready to start the third quarter as the Wolves are up by 6. As we look at Draymond Green
The Draymond Show was the better runs to be place as he really stacked it up to give this one a nice assist and some dunks down. Yeah, I really love seeing things. What I noticed about Draymond Green, he was one of our big and legend. If he gets enough rejection here, he'll try once again. Now we're going to start off in Minnesota. We have Mike Conley with Anthony Edwards, and Gobert's right to the middle. McDaniels with him, and finally we have is Anthony Edwards. Here's Edwards following the basket made by Moody. Gobert off to Edwards. Edwards over past McDaniels. McDaniels. Here's a three for Edwards. He'll get that, but the ball went touchdown to the sideline. That'll be Warriors ball. See, that's bad news. That's a bad idea to get that rebound in. And the league leaders only assist for 29.1. They're tied up with the Bulls. Points off the game. There was nothing that was going to change ultimately. And what I just didn't realize is I wouldn't see, like, most anybody comes out, and this could have been played on the right time. That would have been just a lot harder to get through. And here's Edwards. He finds Conley. Again, McDaniels. McDaniels pass. Here's Edwards. Play a drive. No good. Rebound by Wasimski. And he's on his way now finding to Stephen Curry. Curry for three. That is another kabang moment. One of the Golden State Warriors as they take their first lead of the night in the third quarter. Oh, wasn't even sure about what would make the change after all. That harder, easy to take. It's not my option. Back to McDaniels. Out to pass to Randall. And Edwards for two. That will take it in, and they will take another two. A 39-38 game. Now Jimmy Butler. Swings it. Cutting bounding, the drive slot. And that's when it's rebounded up by Rudy Gobert. He has Edwards. Edwards for the finish. And that drive will not get a dunk here for Anthony Edwards. Yes, 13. I thought that was almost going to be like just nothing. Well, I thought that Anthony Edwards would have been able to make that one with a dunk. It would have been just like that. The rebound by Dinwood by Randall. 5:35 remaining in the third. Here's Gobert. Off to Conley. Conley pass to Edwards. Pass off to Randall. Randall up. So good. Rebound by Wasimski. And it passes off to Moody. Here's for two. Good. Now it's Draymond Green with the ball as he scores another bucket. Conley uses his timeout with only 5:10 remaining in the third. Looks like they are just pushing their bound-offs in, and it may be just the first start for the playoffs for the Golden State Warriors with the win. We'll step aside here. It is a 41-40 game. We'll be back soon. Now some new substitutions for the Wolves and a new change for the Warriors. We have some couple of those players checked out. Dillingham Edwards moves over as McDaniels checks back on the court. Butler, Moody, and Wasimski checked out. As this will be Moody moving over as Sexton Davis is on the court. We're going to try Dillingham. They won't get it back that point as Moody has the rebound and give it to Jimmy Butler. Butler near the baseline. Sending it back over to Stephen Curry. Curry with the three for the lead, no good. Anthony Edwards getting his fourth rebound pick. Now finds again a Gobert. Gobert passes to McDaniels. Over to Edwards. Edwards takes a shot finding Gobert. Here's Edwards for the triple. That's good. Number three for the Wolves. Edwards got 16 points and Gobert with the assist. Wow, this is like a large. It's putting back in up by 4. Anthony Edwards is really trying to stump them down. The drive for Butler, no good. Rebound by Conley. As Gobert trying to go right to the middle. He swings again at Conley. Tries to give another screen offense look. Set to Gobert. Tries that one up. And we'll give it back to Dillingham. Again to Conley. 5 to shoot. Gotta make a move. The change. Conley with the step back 3. And he'll make it in no time. He makes his 3-pointer unlucky. With that setback over Stephen Curry, that wasn't very hard at all. Not always. I mean, I thought that would be challenging afterward, but this didn't really think that was going to happen like that. Hold that motion in mind. It's just too hard to give up. Conley with the ball. After a slam down by Jimmy Butler, here's Conley. Again to McDaniels. McDaniels gives a swing over to Gobert. Gobert almost got a piece of it. Step back for the 2. Foul. Bucket one. Rudy Gobert stamps them out. 6 points in the game. And the foul will be on Green. That was unbelievable. This breakout was really easy enough for Gobert to give it all what he had. Edwards and Conley are checked out as Reed and Alexander Walker are checked in. 4 players checked out for the Warriors as Jackson Davis moves to center. Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton II, and Kevon Looney are checked, and Buddy Hield are checked back on the court. Gobert knocks it down. Timeout for the Golden State Warriors, only 3 of 7 remaining in the third. They're going to talk this over for their team. Yeah, they have to do this one on their own. They got to refill some rehydration here. Fill some Gatorade up. It looks like it needs them a lot of energy to get through it. Line group change is not really what they all expected to do for them. They just need to get this one up on the side and try to fix it at the right timing. There's no way that they really want to do is to give up everything. With the new skit approaching, we will have some collaborations with some students here. Once the party freakout is complete on July 13th with the publishing video, we'll have our next skit is the screen trap. That'll be the next thing here between the widescreen to VHS screen. You may have remembered this before. If you used to be a little kid back then, they have some VHS tapes. For those of you that don't, you may be missing out with the VHS and the tapes. You may not have to watch that anymore, and then go with some effects if you like to do it on your own. But that will be the next one on its way, coming soon. Collaboration is definitely going to be impossible to get things in. But there will be okay there now to do everything. Yeah, I may see that screen trap. I guess that screen is definitely going to be making into widescreen original, and the other ones are VHS as well. Let's make it good. Stephen Curry with the league leader, so free throws was only 93.3. Well, it was really what I was expecting now for Stephen Curry. Making that helpful on a play drive, it was not always easy. He was able to make that and manage to get it all. And Dante DiVincenzo is off to Gobert after a bucket made for 3 for Curry. Hield takes the ball steal. Here he comes. Off to Davis and a slam, puts it in. Hield's got the assist down. Oh boy. Now it's a close game for 3. This has been a double dasher. DiVincenzo passes off to Reed. Reed. Again to Dante DiVincenzo. Again to Reed. Reed. Round Jackson Davis. Good D here on Kuminga. Curry, waiting for a second for the lead. Get it back. And a shot. Great D by Dillingham. He'll get a second rebound in with 2 minutes remaining in the third. Over now to Gobert. Gobert. Gobert shot. Off the target, rebounded by Davis. Stephen Curry. With a 3. For the lead, no good to tie it up. And Reed has that ball. He's over to Dillingham. Plenty of time go down in 90 seconds. Dillingham off to Reed. Reed pass to Gobert. Gobert with the switch, drives it up, and again bucket and wide for Gobert. That'll be Jackson Davis with his first personal foul and your second team foul for the Golden State. This is not what I mentioned with Rudy Gobert. He was really settling out. He just really has to take it quick, and he didn't want to. He felt like this energy needs to blow this place out. I don't know how he has done this, but that's really what they couldn't stand at for long. They take it.
On the lane. Nice shot.
Gobert will only take 2 free throws in a 52-47 game. Here's Curry with a step back. Kuminga outside. Kuminga watching on here. Here's the cut with the 2. That's good. Teardrop in. Timeout on the Wolves with 1:06 remaining. Wolves still needs a lot of timeout, and they just need some scoring droughts to get to the paint. There's not really anybody that they could change the offense. For our entire next game, we've got the game 2 ready for you on the action. As the next part of the game is the Capitals facing against the Devils. That'll be our next game to start for the first at 6:30 p.m. And then following with the second game will be the other one to turn up. As the other side of it brings us for anything, it brings the Stars and Jets in at 9:30 p.m. And then after that, we will get you to the other side of the zone as the Florida Panthers play against the Ottawa Senators for the first game at Amaranth Bank Arena. And then our final game here will be the Golden Knights against the Oilers at Timberwolves Arena. Get the games on only on Center Beats. You'll be seeing how they done with the second round of the matchup. What you think here, guys? And who do you think is going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals? I'm going to say it's the Devils and the Panthers. And then for the Western Conference Finals, Stars and Oilers. I think this might be a great matchup to see them again. Well, I definitely agree with you. I think the Devils and the Panthers are going to be the only ones left in the Eastern Conference. And then the Stars and Oilers, the rematch. Remember that one in the last season for real? It was not really that close. Yeah, definitely noticing. I just don't like Connor McDavid, how he's been playing it afterward. And with this, not my kind of guy I like, or Canadian players I like. Well, definitely for the team. That might be fine. Would that be okay? I'll be okay with that. I mean, why not? Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking for. Yeah, you bet it. Yes, sir. Really what I mentioned before with that. That will be DiVincenzo with the first reach and foul. That will be his third personal foul for Dante DiVincenzo and the first team foul for Minnesota. Here's post. Heel. The drive good. But heel with another 2-pointer. Now here's Dante DiVincenzo with 40 seconds. Pass off to Alexander Walker. Looks to Reed. Reed. Pass off to Alexander Walker. Walker. Here's a 3 for Randall. That's good. Number bank 3 as they're up by 6. Randall's got 9 in the game. Wasn't really think Randall that popular. What did I notice about the player from the New York Knicks? Curry, another 3-pointer. They're back down by 3 again. Here's Dante DiVincenzo. 9 seconds remain in the third. Slides back. The Alexander Walker. For the finish, drive is off the ring. And now in the third quarter. The Wolves up by 3, a 57-54. Fourth quarter is underway next. When we come back, we'll see what the finish will turn out if anything gets close in. Tight this game can be locked of anybody. Let's see how they done. It's our moment now to reveal their State Farm assist of the game.
Now I'm really glad about that. That last part of that game pointers was really like tough on the shot. And you see of Nas Reed, this is why the close game Richards going in for Dillingham. And this part of the drive for Jalen Clark really sets up the nice routine effort. It's definitely the hardest take of the line. Final quarter remaining here. Let's see how this goes for the Warriors. They could win, or the Wolves could start their first road trip win. Through the groups from defense, Curry's with Podziemski, Green's in center, Buddy Hield from shooting guard, and Jimmy Butler in point power forward. Reed for three. Good! That will start the three-pointer for Nas Reed as he's on the board. Well, he waited patiently, and now he's giving all the shot. I think it's a better defensive effort. It's really starting to stand. Ball's loose. Rebound by Dante DiVincenzo. And the finish for Edwards. Got the drive. Edwards got 18 points as it's DiVincenzo with the assist. I can't believe Anthony Edwards was making a finish afterward, but the defender was on him with the one-on-one battle. I don't believe how they would have to stun him out with some big takes. Butler, wasting too many times. Here's Podziemski, nowhere to shoot. Tries the three to beat the shot clock, but the shot's been off. Dante DiVincenzo gives it again Randall. And back to DiVincenzo. Jordan. That one misses, another one for Minnesota Wolves. Butler for Hield. Two-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Dante DiVincenzo. Third rebound of the game. And here's Reed. Reed pass against Dante DiVincenzo. Pass off to Edwards. Edwards passed out by Dante DiVincenzo. Randall finds McDaniels. To the middle. Randall up and good. Randall with 11 points in the game. It is a 64-54 game. They weren't staggered afterward. Now this really would almost been out of the way. No serious question. Nothing stands out. Fouls on Minnesota. Nas Reed, his first personal foul, only 6:03 remaining.
At the line for the Dubs, Draymond Green, 2 shots.
Now Draymond Green heading out to the free throw line, shooting 2. And why did they name it, call it the Golden State Warriors? Well, because of what they chose. This is what they usually showed it off of this own game. Maybe that's one, but there's next one that changes off. So why do they call it the Golden State Warriors? Well, because of this, they just don't even know how they did notice about their teammates, and this is not what they always really wanted to choose for. The Golden State Warriors was because of a shortened version of the name, and which becomes the Dubs. This common practice in sport where its nicknames are derived from shorter versions of team names. The Dubs nickname is also used by the Warriors fan base, which is often called the Dub Nation. Well, Dub Nation, I wasn't really thinking of. I thought that was going to be something else. But it's always strength in numbers that they really did do it for. So that's why the name puts on for Golden State Warriors of the NBA. They definitely have dubbed it all when they can. And the fouls on Golden State. Williams with his second personal. And a first team foul for Golden State. It's off the clock at 5:48. Nobody knows how that's going to change. And it's that Anthony Edwards has been really kept out of the leg again and again. Another free throw coming up for Anthony Edwards. He's at the free throw line. You'll get this thing started off with under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth. First free throw knocks down for Edwards. Now, is it okay if I can close my eyes and see what's going on, if I can make it in there? I would say so. I think this challenge is a little hard, but let's see if you can. Good luck.
now he makes the second. You just finally made it. Closing your eyes, it's like not easy. When you make that free throw, if you have your eyes closed, I would say so. That would be impossible. No way. When nobody knows how they can definitely close their eyes, I mean, I don't think that's not helpful. That's really looking kind of challenging. But you did finally show that one up. I indeed do. Here's Randall, the pass over to again to DiVincenzo. Around Curry. Big drive. Makes it in. Down to DiVincenzo with 6 points in a game. And Randall with the assist.
This is going to keep on going back and forth. Back and forth. Look how they're doing it. It's a big setup. This range was turning like it was legit.
Kaczynski missed another 3. Under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Gobert will have the ball again to Dante DiVincenzo. He'll get it through with a slam. And gives it off for another 2-pointer off the mark for Dante DiVincenzo. Dante DiVincenzo was pretty naive, and he had 8 points in the game. That's why he was getting good at it. For some great time on attacks, it wasn't really easy how they were going to do so. Long times, always short. Setting a screen for Gobert, and it will be a reaching foul on Draymond Green with a second personal on a second team foul. Now, with some new change coming back on court is Mike Conley. He'll be checking in for Dante DiVincenzo. He's having a great year. It looks like that happens with Dante DiVincenzo. Make that one full out. It's a press off. This looks like it was a great chain to make the finishing goal line. Conley. Edwards for 3. Under a miss by Minnesota. And now that the Warriors want the ball, they'll take the possession. 3 for a move. That will be it. 70-58 is the score after Curry with the assist. Randall, pass to Edwards. Edwards. Fades after Rudy Gobert. Tough shot. Makes it in. Gobert's got 11 points. And it's Anthony Edwards with the assist. Are you serious? That's what I was not even noticing with Rudy Gobert. That one is really checked out. I cannot believe it. That one was really right in. And this one goes back to Rudy Gobert. Again to Randall. And pass back to McDaniels. Give it back to Randall. Time to shoot. Edwards. Edwards for the finish. The drive goes in. He has 22. And it's Randall with the assist. They just couldn't get that one right away. And that's what I mentioned before. They just couldn't get it going. Timeout given here for the Golden State Warriors with only 3:08 remaining. And this is making a big take for the Wolves 74-58. 3:08. Nearing down the end of the regulation. This is going to be the post-win celebration for the Minnesota Wolves. And it looks like the Golden State Warriors will play it again the next time we see the matchup. That will take in not much time. Don't miss out their next game here as the Clippers take on against the Nuggets back in LA and California as Game 6 approaches with only just one game starting at 8 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the Atlantic of the division, which of course is Central, and at 4 p.m. in the Pacific. This will be only Game 6 as this will be the winning team facing on against the other team of the OKC Thunder. Might be time to give it off to, and I'm not sure that will be here, but we'll see how this goes if the Nuggets move on to the next round. Now it's time to present your New Balance Player of the Game. And tonight's Player of the Game goes to Anthony Edwards. Edwards really must have made this change off a nice ton of action. This playoff percentage is really what they all can expect now to make that go fly and round up. Anthony Edwards looking for his next playoff career goal, and we'll see how well he does from every game along the way. fourth quarter. Rudy can't get the three-pointer. Rebounded by Rudy Gobert. That's his 10th rebound. And off to Conley. Conley pass to McDaniels. McDaniels to Conley. Here's the drive. Yes, sir. Mike Conley with 10 points in the game. And down here to be a 58-76 lead. This is unbelievable. For a low lead range. Couldn't just make that happier? I don't know. Three up again for here we go. Another three-pointer for the Golden State Warriors. Now 2:20 remaining. Here's Conley. Conley three finish. Good to go. Another three-pointer makes it in. He has 12 points. Just nearing down a 2-minute mark in the second half of the game. Here's Butler. Pass to Curry. Healed for three. 2 for 2. No good. 11 rebounds for Rudy Gobert. As Rudy Gobert will handle it over again to Edwards. Edwards pass again to Randall. Here's Gobert and he gets it through. Gobert's got 13 points and Julius Randle with the assists. This is what I always say. Randle is just a big on the piece. They wouldn't just expect it to play like that. And all they would have known that Julius Randle got a great pass afterwards. Down to 9 seconds, here's Randle finding again to Conley. Conley to McDaniels. One last drive. He'll get it in. McDaniels got his first bucket in, and he's on the board. Just waited patiently afterward. And I say that McDaniels is really like giving all he's just been playing it for. Plenty of thrill. This air pop-up can be challenging for McDaniels. He just didn't think it was going to be settled in, and he just wasn't able to make that one finish off in time. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Randall has to begin McDaniels. Again to Conley. Conley. Three for Julius Randle. And he's got it again. Another three-pointer for Julius Randle. 14 points and an assist here by Mike Conley. Well, that was the end of the first game, and they could expect it now. Their first wins gotten to be higher range. That's another three-pointer for Buddy Hield. He's trying to get up to 70 to 85, but the time is running down by 30 seconds. And Conley swings to Randle. Trying to finish it off, finding McDaniels. Trying to shoot. McDaniels and Conley were able to get one last shot. And rolls in and out. Last possession for the Warriors. Curry for a step back, fades, heals for three. A two-pointer, and the three-pointer does it again. And Curry with the assist. And that's going to wrap it up. The first game comes to the end. The Wolves start their first road win. 85-70 is their final score. They couldn't be better with that. Minnesota start with a win. It's a Minnesota win. And I'm going to believe on that. When this keeps it in, Mike Conley gets a crowd, and everybody will come back in for the second game. And that about wraps it up, folks. Along with Ali LaForce and Boomer and Terry Crews, I'm Son of Beast. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's game of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. All right, thank you very much, Son of Beast, as the Wolves starts off their first road trip win, beating the Golden State Warriors 85-70. And what I said now, Golden State Warriors didn't feel like they would be comfortable winning. That didn't really start off well to give that one away. And well, until then, they'll have to find out what the next team to root for. Here's another one for the Soul Statistics, as this time, Zo Troop, here's a take for you. Alright, see what's going on at this point. Here's the status of looking at it for the total games of the team comparison. 62% for the field goals for Minnesota. Then both teams have 9 3-pointers that they made. Golden State Warriors and Minnesota Wolves Then it was 88% of the free throws for the Golden State Warriors. Then it was 13 fast break points. 40 points in the paint was the Wolves. Both teams have 6 second chance points with 22 bench points. 31 assists for Minnesota Wolves. And 7 defensive rebounds for the Golden State Warriors with 28 defensive rebounds for Minnesota. 4 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers for Golden State Warriors. Both teams have 16 fouls. 6 dunks made for Golden State Warriors. 21 biggest lead for Minnesota with only 18:41 time of possession. That wasn't even easy enough. It just kept that a much scale and time to give this one a leadoff extension, and with that, 1-0 Minnesota way. Alright, added over now to Wood Spooney for 3 star players of the game. Let's see who they are. Alright, thank you very much. 3rd star player of the game is going to start off big, as he got a great one skier to make this one going back and back. Starting off was Buddy Hield, as he made 14 points with 2 rebounds and only 1 assist. Just 2 steals, 5 out of 9 field goals, 4 out of 5 3-pointers with only 16 performance effort. Just how, look at he's making the stats coming back in. Without the Sixers, it looks like that the Warriors definitely have to give Buddy Hield an extra credit. That will be a big start often for the 3rd star. The 2nd star player goes to Stephen Curry with 18 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 out of 14 field goals, 4 out of 8 3-pointers, and it was 30 performance effort. It was not really what I always gotta say is for Stephen Curry. He was making that big bangers, just like holy moly. An unbelievable shot. Couldn't wait that till longer. And your 1st star player of the game goes to Anthony Edwards with 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 out of 14 field goals, 2 out of 4 3-pointers, and only had 34 performance effort. Just 24 minutes on the court. That's how it makes a New Balance player of the game for the 1st star. Well, folks, that will do for the doubleheaders with our first look. Hope you enjoyed that one. I know. And I thought that was going to be shorter as well. But the Golden State Warriors made this one with the first loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves. With that being said, the both teams are on the board. Celtics 1-0 and the Wolves 1-0. Next time we will have another one take. We only have one game in game number 6. That will be the Clippers and the Nuggets. We'll see what happens, and if there's a win, they'll play against the OKC Thunders on the other side. I mean, there'll be only one game here on the other side of it, as the Pacers will play against the other team. They will play the rematch, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then for our next game, the rematch again, Wolves and the Warriors in game number 2. That will be the other one to keep your eyes on. Anyway, we are about to get going home now. It is finally getting that late. Man, we had a long night. And with that, we have busy plans going on, so we're going to stay back in the game and see what's going on. Alright guys, thank you all for watching, and with that being said, see you next time for as well as the NBA playoffs of 2K25. You've been watching the game of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports, presented by 2K. Thanks for joining us. Tyler Beast, along with Zoe Troop and Wood Spooney, we wish you all a safe and healthy night here in California. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
If you don't, somebody will.